Welcome back to Building Together, everyone. My name is Colin, and I'm joined by my two lovely assistants,
Adam
and
Kiara.
That's right. And in this video, we're going to go over a couple of castle gate practice mocks, if you will, that I made. Now, if you've been watching some of our content, you know that we are building a huge medieval layout in our basement. To prepare for that, I wanted to practice building some castle gates. It's been a while since I've put some of those together, and I wanted to try to build something that would be cool, look good, but at the same time function well, right? And there are a lot of little parts to a castle gate that you want to make sure work well together. So we're going to start by looking at these two practice mocks and, in fact, begin with this one right here. This is the first one that I built, and I was trying to get a little bit of height and some functionality to it, and even though I built it off-centered on the base plate, we'll just ignore that. Kiara, I'm going to come to you first because you helped with some of this. What are some of the things that you like about this?
The red dots design.
So we got the red dots design, and I actually think the castle looks angry. It's like it's scowling. Yeah.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah. Doesn't it look like it's a little bit angry? Yeah. So I was thinking if I was going to do a design like this on something, I might flip the dots so it looks more of a smiley face down here and kind of the arched eyebrow there, so it wouldn't be quite as scowling at people. Not that, a scowling castle is a bad thing if you're trying to intimidate invaders. So what else did you like? Because you helped. Here's your scowl face. What else do you like about this?
The portcullis.
The portcullis. And you helped build it, didn't you? So I'm going to do is I'm going to actually try to take this out. All right, so here we go. We've got the portcullis right here. And we've got a lot of black plates kind of intertwined, and then we've got these metallic silver 1x1 round studs, and then these tooth pieces down here. And this is a pretty hefty, you feel that, isn't that pretty hefty?
What does hefty mean?
Like it's thick and it's not easily broken. Sturdy. Survives the 2-foot floor drop. So this is really cool. I like how this turned out. In fact, we are going to be using this exact portcullis in the actual creation that we are making down there. Now, Autumn, what do you think about this?
I like it except for the red dots. I want it to be like arched and smile.
You want the arched and smiley red dots?
Yeah.
Not the scowling red dots.
I like the scowling red dots.
I mean, it does have a certain appeal to it. I will grant you that. Okay, anything else that you like about this?
These shields, they're like really cool, but I don't know why this is here.
What
is here?
This modified brick right here. I was thinking about putting maybe a ladder or something so that people could climb up.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Where?
Well, they have to get up to the top, right?
Why can't you just build stairs?
I could build stairs. However, this is a very narrow gate. And that's going to bring me to one of the first things I want to mention here is that in building this, there were a couple things that I really liked about it. The first was I like the 10 wide drawbridge. In fact, I really like this design. Kiara also helped with this one, tiling it and making it look, I think, a little bit more presentable. I think it looks pretty sleek. So the 10 wide, I think, is good because when you have a ridge here on the drawbridge, you want to make sure that carts can fit through there. But the problem is it's very narrow, and there's really not a lot of accessibility to it. So I wanted to make sure that I, made it a little bit deeper. So I wanted to make this wider. Also, I thought that the front of it was too busy. When taking a look at this, I think there's some nice features to it. I like the windows. I like some of the brickwork here. I like that we've got some added dimension brought by the inverted slopes and the slopes. But at the same time, I felt that this was a little bit too busy. There was too much going on for this, and I wanted to, make it a little bit more straightforward instead of uber fancy. So next we're going to move to this one right here. And Kiara, what are your thoughts on this one? Okay, so on the side she really likes this archway. I'm going to turn this around a little bit. there's an archway here that I made using cheese slopes turned on their sides. So a little bit of snot work. Good. What else are you a fan of?
The flower boxes.
Flower boxes on the back. Did you like the flower boxes?
I like flower boxes.
You like flower boxes. I wouldn't say they're the most technical of flower boxes. It was kind of just a sample idea, but I do like the idea of putting flower boxes in there, so we'll definitely have to incorporate that.
The design on the whatever these called, battlements.
So we've got the battlements here on the front. We've got some arches, which I think does make it look pretty cool. Same here on this side. Now, what are some of the things that you don't like about it?
The drawbridge.
The drawbridge. What's wrong with the drawbridge?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't really work all that well. In designing these, I have tried to work with some mechanisms, and for the drawbridge, not always successful. This one works better than this one, so I definitely had to make some modifications there. Now, Autumn, you like the flower boxes, but what else do you like?
The archway, and I also have a question for you.
You have a question? What is that question?
Does this like come out?
It does come out. So, in building these two practice castle gates, I wanted to work on obviously functionality, but I also wanted to work on playability. That's right. So yeah, you want a working portcullis and a drawbridge, but you want to be able to have hands that can reach in there, right? You want to be able to do that. So when I was designing these, what I came up with was borrowing a technique that Lego has used in some of their sets, where you can simply pull out the wall. And so you can have a full-fledged wall in there, but you can pull it out so that you can access another area.
And then enemies could climb up and get in there. Actually, this had the back thingies too, didn't it?
This one also had that, so that's one theme that was consistent from one to the other. The enemies can certainly do that, Autumn, if you want them to. Your imagination, right?
No, it can't.
No, or not. It's your imagination, isn't it?
Actually, they can't, because there'd be walls if it was an actual castle.
If it was an actual castle. Of course, there are no stairs, so how would they get up?
Climb.
They'd have to climb up some rock, an old-fashioned way, maybe get a ladder. So in designing this one, not only did I want to focus on functionality and playability, I also wanted to work on simplifying the facade, work in some textures, some dark gray, maybe some tiles or some profile bricks, but I didn't want so much going on like there was on this. However, even though I accomplished that, and I think I did an okay job on maybe incorporating this walkway back here and making this deeper, I made some mistakes that I learned from. First was I made the drawbridge only 8 studs wide. You can see that here. And I only made the gap for the portcullis 1 brick, which meant that this couldn't fit in there. So instead I could use this pre-made, prefab portcullis piece that Lego came out with a few years ago. And I wasn't a big fan of that. There's a grooved piece that you can use to get that to function better. So I wanted to make sure that when I was building the official MOC for our castle downstairs, that I made 2 wide for the portcullis, 10 wide for the drawbridge, keep some of the simplistic nature of this facade, and maybe not have as many windows there. So I think that there were some positives coming out of this one. Now, if I could keep one thing from these 2 MOCs, looking at both of you, what would it be?
I would keep the wall and that.
So the removable walls and the portcullis.
Well, the portcullis is already going to be in there.
Okay, so yeah. So other than the portcullis, what would you keep?
The red dots, even though Daddy doesn't like the red dots.
Alright, so this is a little bit of a preview of what we're working on down in the basement, and I hope that our final build, or at least our pseudo-final build, will be really cool. I'm excited to show you that. We're going to be doing a speed build video for that. We're going to do a mock review, just like we're doing that for this. And is it big? It's not big? It's huge, or is it huge?
Huge!
Huge! Alright. Well, that wraps up this video. Make sure you like if you like this content and you want to see more castle stuff. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, ring that bell for notifications, and you ready? Always remember, keep building together.